Good morning, everybody, again. And now we are ready to start again for this second day of seminar. And I would like to invite to the podium Nicola Wierzejewski. Yes, please. And he will present this subject presentation of the key features of a new European parliamentary website. Please, Nicola, the floor is yours.
Good morning, everybody. I will make a brief presentation of the new website of the European Parliament, launched at the end of last year. It will be a brief presentation because we remade completely the website, and it will take much longer if we have to explain all. The story of the new website began 2 years ago when we decided to change the old version of Europal. We make a lot of usability studies on the website in order to find what's good, what's wrong on the website. And we made a lot of workshops with web gurus in order to have new idea to remake Europal. We decided to launch officially the project at the end of 2010 with a three-phase project. First phase was the mobile website. My colleague Carolina will show you in half an hour. Second phase is what I will present now. It's what we call the revamping. Basically, we take Europal, we change the layout, we add 1 or 2 new features, but we keep everything. And third phase, as already begun, is add new functionality to the website, change things, have some aggregation, etc. on the pages. First thing we learned with usability study is a big problem with the first page of the website. On the former website, we go directly to the news page of Europal, and with the usability study, users told us that they don't understand where they were. So we decided to add a new first page on the website. We call it the portal. It's a new home where we put some quick links in order we make some user groups in order to determine what are the key features of our website. We put the latest news of the Parliament, but not only the Parliament, because you can find information from information offices, Europal TV, etc. And we add a search engine for the map. Here is the portal page. So we have this part, which is a quick link part, where you can select and go directly through the website without using the normal navigation, which is simplified but still quite complicated. So you can find all the news, all the video, all the data used in order to prepare the legislation, all the link to plenary agenda, list of committee, etc. What is relevant with the maps, links to maps page on Facebook, a link to the MEP page, organization of the Parliament, and all the citizen-related things. Just under, we have this news part where you can find all the latest news from the central website, from the information offices, from Flickr, Twitter, from the committees, and Europal TV. And at the bottom of the page, we've got this new tool, which is quick search engines for the MEP. Randomly, we select some of MEPs, and we've got here name search, and here you can combine by country, political group, etc. to find very quickly your MEP. And at the end, we present who we are, and we give a lot of links I will show you just after. Second part was to change completely the navigation. We've got a big issue because Europal was only one site. We decided to break this site and to divide it in 7 different websites. We call it planets from the European Parliament galaxy. We cut activity path, which was containing plenary committees and delegation in 3 planets. On each page of Europarl, you can find the navigation on top of the page here. You can change and go from planet to planet. And we add a footer here in order to be able to go on each part of Europarl. And we remove all the thumbnails to add a contextual link here, because it seems that with our usability labs that nobody see the old thumbnail, so we decide to change a little bit and to have this footer. It helps us to change completely the navigation, and for instance, depending the website you are, you can use normal menu, or you can have some menu like that for the delegation, where you can select part of the world in order to find your delegation. So we adapt the navigation to the content. Another example of changing the menu is the MEP planet. It was a complicated planet because there is not a lot of content, but we want to, the user to find very rapidly, very fastly, is MEP. So we decide to put a search engine on this part, another time to be able to find your MEP by a map. We change the MEP profile page too, in order to be more modern, in order to add the RSS functionality, and we will put in production in the next week links to the Facebook page, Twitter page of each MEP. And here you have all the data about current and past parliamentary term. We want to keep everything on the website, but we want to display it differently, as I showed you just before. So we try to make more graphic things, infographics, things like that, and to re-put all the content in the different navigation. For instance, this planet about Parliament was very complicated, so we make it lighter, and we continue to upgrade it during this year and next year with team of Mark Rossi to have more graphic things, more explanatory text, things like that. For instance, here are the supervisory powers of the European Parliament. We try to make this much more appealing to the user, much usable. We try to be more graphic, to make more data journalism than we were before. Before it was only article, press release. Since 6 months, we are putting this kind of product on the website every week. For instance, this infographics is about water footprint in the European Union. So we try to make this kind of visually appealing way to explain news. Another part we are still changing is what we have two video parts on the website. First one was Europarl TV, which is web TV of the European Parliament, and second part is what we called before EP Live, where you can find all the VOD, all the live of the plenary and committee meetings. We are still working on it, but we put all the video features in one page, one website. We call it EP TV. And another time we keep the same graphical style guide, and you can go through here to see all the live, plenary on demand, committee, and video on demand. And we are still working on this project because we've got some issue with usage of the video with Mac and Linux, so it will be a major project for the two next year in order to be compatible with all Macs, iPad, in order to provide this video to everybody. Last part was to be more social media compatible. We had a lot of features coming directly from Facebook, Twitter, and we put a new planet online 2 months ago. We call it RSS Planet. It's a special tool where you can build your own RSS website or RSS widget you can put on your website, depending what you want. For instance, if you are interested of document type for a committee, you can select it. I will show you the widget, it will be more visually appealing. So you select the committee. So I want, for instance, plenary document reports coming for Foreign Affairs Committee. It will display here a special widget. You can take the code, put it on your website, and you will be able to inform all people about information from the European Parliament. For instance, if an MEP wants to put all information relevant to him, he can go through this system, select him in the database, and put on this website this kind of object. But this is only the beginning. Redesign was a necessary step because Europal was becoming too complicated. So we decided to change one time completely, and now we want to add from time to time new features, new tools. We can try to change something on one place, and we don't have now to change completely the whole website. Each time we want to add something. For instance, future projects are to rebuild completely the new MEP page. We are trying to make an interactive part between the citizen and the MEP. It's still in project, but we will try to do that still this year. We will upgrade the committee page. We want to change all the way we publish news on the website. For the moment, we were, for a part, citizen-oriented, and for other, oriented for the professional or for the media. We will try to make one news feed for everybody, so it's a challenge for this end of the year. We want to have more aggregation things. What we call aggregation is to be able, for instance, when you are on a press release, to be able to have the reports, the committee data, the rapporteur of the report, to have comments, to have a lot of data relevant to the press release you are reading, to have more information files. For instance, for the moment we've got ACTA on the European Parliament, to have a special page where you will be able to find all the relevant information about a key subject of the European Parliament. We want to open all this data to everybody with open data feature. Of course, we want to continue to propagate the new styles to all the European websites. European Parliament has something like 80 sites, so we are changing one after one in order to have a graphical style identical everywhere. And last project is a notification system based on the RSS Planet. You will be able to subscribe to a system in order to receive once a day, once a week, information of the European Parliament you have chosen. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nicola. And I must say that it seems there are more than 7 things in this new development of your parliamentary website. Now, are there any questions? Please, Mark. Yes.
Okay, thank you for your presentation. I would like to know how the European MPs were associated with the new project of the website and how their role.
For this part of the website, we didn't associate MEP for the moment because it was only a revamping. So we keep all the data we have before, and just we look give a new visual identity to the website. But here we are working on the part with trying to build a little interactivity between the citizen and the MEP, and here we have to validate it, maybe by the Secretary General, maybe by the Bureau, in order to be able to put this functionality. Basically, we want a system where a citizen can ask something to the MEP, can keep it public, private, or can be published on the website. But we need the political validation in order to proceed to this new tools.
Thank you, Jean-Pierre. And please,
thanks, Caro. I'm Bruno from the Federal Belgian Parliament. You stated that you had usability test of your homepage. I would like to know, how was it organized? With how many people really tested the website to get the homepage changed?
So we take two types of different users: citizen, 10 citizens, and 20 specialists of European matters, so MEP assistant, lobbyist, civil servant, and we create for each kind of people 10 scenarios: finding a video, finding a report, finding your map, etc. They are going in a lab, and we put some cameras, something like that, to look how they react, if they find, if they don't find, and to try to and after somebody discusses with them to explain why it was working, why they don't find, etc. And it was very funny to see, because you are just in the same building, but people don't know that, and you see how they react on the website, and sometimes some very things very easy for you because you know the website by heart are very complicated to people. For instance, one of the big lessons is that we put too much things in one page. So the citizens were completely overloaded when they opened the website. It's for that we want to put this blue banner in order to have not so much information on the top page, because they were not able to understand what's important, what's not important. There are too much photo, too much links, too much banner. So we try to lighten the page.
Yes, over there. Your name, please.
How many people are involved in all this project?
Could you possibly announce your country, your name?
I'm sorry. Sandra Stankovic, National Assembly of Republic of Serbia.
We work in two parts. In the design phase, we were not so much. We were something like 8 people from January to June, and after the development teams were 2. There is a team of Marc Rossi in Luxembourg, which is 15 people, Marc, in your team? How many people in your development team? 15
for the development,
for
purely the development is 5, but there are other people that are involved in the context of the database management and everything that's. But purely developing is 5 people, including web designer, architect, and other. But globally, much more, yes.
Yeah, and 10 people in Brussels, 8 people for web design, and all the technical things in order to be able to publish on the website. And we finish in 5 months.
So thank you, Sandra. Any other questions? Yes, please.
Hello, it's from the Georgian Parliament. First of all, I want to understand how many do you using outsourcing as a programmers and different kind of specialists, and how many times do you need for such changes? Because now we are preparing for a new Georgian Parliament. We start to work at least 2 months, and we are at the very first stage of this changes. That's why I'm asking how many times do you need for such changes?
In fact, we don't make outsourcing. We have 2 types. The teams are composed of civil servants and external people, which are here in order to maintain, to make operational parts. So we don't have much people for doing the new websites than we have in normal time to make operational things. The only thing we outsource were the workshop at the beginning and the usability studies. And we begin in 2010 in order to think about what we want to do. The project was officially launched at the end of 2010 and we finish in November 2011, but we are still in correction phase, changing things, changing a little bit navigation, etc. We think it will be exactly what we want at the end of the month, and we will continue to add new functionality till the next European election, because of course aim of the website is to be ready to promote the next European election campaign.
Very interesting. Surely a large program. Any other questions? If not, thank you, Nicola.
Thank you.
So we proceed to the next